Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with Game 5 of the 2004 Ever OSL Round of 16 Group B. Every time I say that, it's a mouthful. And we got another dual commentary with Rise going on, and pretty excited about this game as well. We just saw Yellow beat Reach. Rise and I are doing a few games in a row here together. And now Yellow's going to be facing Goodfriend. And Rise, I'm not sure if you're super familiar with Goodfriend, but he is actually one of the higher level Terran players. I wouldn't say he's one of the favorites in this Star League, but he's been getting up there, getting to the semifinals of, you know, the last couple MSLs, for example. So, and he's been in the OSL, the last couple OSLs. So he's definitely solid. But right now we've got Yellow on a tear. He has won the last two games in his group. He's 2-0, looking to go 3-0 and just ace this entire group and advance very easily. Goodfriend is at 0-2, however, so he has to hope to win this game, and that some kind of miracle happens, that there's a three-way tie at 1-2 records, that he can somehow get a tiebreaker situation. But he's got to play out of his mind in order to defeat Yellow right now. Yellow's playing super well.
Yeah, so I'm pretty interested to see how this plays out. My money is on Yellow for sure, and full disclosure, I have no idea who wins this. I really don't. But, you know, just from what I know of Yellow, he's a very solid Zerg player, obviously. And
in 2004.
That's true. That's true, in 2004. So I'm excited to see what he does here. They're playing on a interesting map that I'm going to pronounce wrong for sure, Pelennor. I'm assuming it rhymes with Eleanor. And it's a four-player map with a couple of interesting features. Most notably, there's a giant X in the middle of it where you can access some more bases in the center. But I have to imagine that most games that they either don't go that long or you make your way around the sides of the map to expand rather than putting yourself out into such open territory, especially if you're against a Terran player like that. So I'm kind of curious. It looks like there's also like a inside. That's awesome. There's like a mini mineral only expansion inside there as well. So
yeah, it's like a mini expansion. There's only three or four patches. I don't remember which one, and it's inside your main choke. And then so to get your third base, or to get your expansion, I guess, with a gas. Okay, and actually we're seeing this. Oh no, that's his mineral one. There, you have to go out of your base and then around the corner and up a ramp into like basically a whole separate area. So even though there's almost no minerals and there's no gas, we often see players take, especially Zergs, take that mineral-only little spot just because it's so difficult to hold and like really connect with that second base. So yeah, it's pretty weird map construction for sure. And we do have Yellow getting a spawning pool up, his gas as well. And he's going to be able to, I mean, there are 4 mineral patches there. It's like half of a normal base, or a third of a normal base, I guess. And so he's going to be able to get a little bit of income. But also, we've been seeing Zergs place their hatchery in that spot, or people placing their buildings in that spot, so it makes like a little defensive choke as well. So even though the hatchery's not in the perfect position to mine the minerals, it's in the perfect position to guard against like vultures running by. And whoa! Yellow has taken one of those weird middle expansions as like a hidden base, as a hidden third. So that's a bit interesting.
I like it. It's ballsy. Honestly, I would have said the more natural base to take is not the 9 o'clock for Yellow, but 12 o'clock. Seems like it'd be easier to defend, especially with where Terran is. But I like what you were talking about there with putting that hatchery out in the middle of the choke. I was thinking the same thing. Like, yeah, ideally you can make a wall off as Zerg, which is such a rare thing to be able to do. And he's got a sunken going down already, so these 4 or 5 Marines heading his way are going to have to turn around, which they're obviously doing. 6 Marines, 7, 8. And Yellow's in a pretty decent spot, especially with that hidden expansion. I don't know why Goodfriend would even think to look over there, especially with what he's seen so far. I can't imagine he's got any inkling of an idea that there is another base over there to consider looking at.
Yeah.
It should be pretty safe, I think, for the foreseeable future.
It should. If he does find it, it's definitely toast, though, because, I mean, Goodfriend is not looking to expand at all. He doesn't want to bother dealing with that crazy, weird ramp expansion. He's like, I'm just going to go with lots of Marines. And he's got 2 barracks and he's getting gas in an academy. Probably going to see him get a couple medics and a couple fire bats and push out is my expectation here. So the question is Yellow going to be able to prepare for that push? Or is he going to try and go to the tech instead and get a Spire and try and deal with it that way? It could be close, though, because he's probably going to have Stim and a couple medics and a couple fire bats shortly. And, well, he is getting a factory now as well to follow up with, so it may not be an all-in. He may try and just tech or expand off of this. We'll see. But with that many units, though, Yellow is going to lose that base if it gets scouted. He's just having to bet that Goodfriend doesn't even think about it.
Well, it's interesting because Goodfriend did just scout the 12 o'clock base, and he's looking. He smells something, which he's going, is he really just one-basing me? It doesn't seem likely, and I think he smells something is up. And at the same time, he's moving across the map, and I don't see a Spire completed. I'm assuming that's what's behind the hatchery over there. Is a Spire? No, it's a den. I'm sorry.
It's a den.
He's
going for lurkers.
Interesting. I'm curious how that'll work on this map, though. I would have thought he would go Muta with that hidden base over there to help defend it, but we are going to see a Marine push into just 2 Sunkens, and he's easily going to break this. There are no units at all to stop this. The drones are coming out. They're trying to drill, but that's not going to work. The 3rd Sunken gets taken, and Goodfriend is in a commanding position as he's going to easily take out this hatchery or just take out the mineral line mining for Yellow.
Yeah, I don't know what Yellow could do right now. If he had Muta's popping out soon, then that might be one thing, but he doesn't even have a Spire, as you mentioned. Loses every single solitary drone in his base. The Hydralisk skin's going to go down as well, so Lurker Tech is even going to complete. He's building another Hydralisk 10 in his hint. Okay, Yellow, I know you want to 3-0 your group, but I'm sorry, buddy. I don't think it's happening. He's going to lose his lair. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why he's still in the game at this point, to be honest, but I guess Goodfriend is still on one base as well, and he knows that, but he's just lost literally everything he had going for him.
I wonder if he's like, he wants Goodfriend to see this, that he's got another base, so that in a future game he can maybe use that against him somehow, because I don't know why else you would stay in the game either. And like, what the hell's going on? He doesn't even have a hatchery anymore.
Yeah.
So he's got a hidden base somewhere, or he's just being, BM on a publicly televised game series.
Yeah, and it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for him to be that BM. It's not like these guys have a history that I'm aware of, and it's not as if this is any kind of super crucial game, because even if Yellow does lose this game, it's still likely that he'll advance out of the group. The last game is between Reach and Midas, and so if Reach wins that, then Reach and Yellow advance from the group, essentially. It'll take Midas beating Reach, which is, it's possible, but not as likely. So, but yeah, I glanced over at something else for a second, and did he discover that hidden base? Does Goodfriend know where it is now?
Not yet. I think he's been scouting around for it, and maybe a SCV caught it, but I don't think he has.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe Yellow is just like hoping that he can somehow get lurkers out while Goodfriend twiddles his thumbs and thinks that he's won the game. I'm not sure what's going on here exactly, but Goodfriend's got a second base as well, just in a super commanding position. He's got everything going for him. He has run around that base, though. Is he going to find it? I can see there's some... Okay, he sees the edge of the creep now, so he's got to know that's there.
For sure, and with the dropship here, those couple of Sunkens that he's got over there are not going to help, but we are going to see some lurkers out, and if Yellow can make some magic happen with these, maybe there's a chance, but I highly doubt that another Korean pro is going to give him any amount of leeway here to find an opening with 2 lurkers, and 1 base lurkers, last I checked, with 5 mining drones on minerals, is really effective way to win a game. And there it is.
The GG.
About GG from Yellow.
All right. Yeah, he definitely needed some magic. He needed to like say some magic words and pull a defiler out of his hat or something, because I don't know how else he was gonna pull that off with 1 base play. I guess maybe, yeah, he was hoping that Goodfriend like walked away from the keyboard and started celebrating early, and he would somehow be able to get in there, and there'd be no comm scan or turrets or something. I don't know. 2004 was a crazy time, Rise. There's one base play left and right, and so this is not the first time actually that I've seen one of these Zerg players from this OSL try and hang on with just one base. Although I think July Zerg pulled it off once when he was down to one base and still came back. I'm not sure if I remember that correctly, but
I could see that. He would be the one to pull it off if anyone.
Yeah. But anyway, crazy times. So Yellow is going to lose that game, and he does have a chance of losing. And but it's going to come down to Reach versus Midas to see if Reach can win that game or not to clinch his own advancement from the group as well. So yeah, that's going to do it for game number 5. We got one game left unless there's tiebreakers. And so hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. GG.
GG.